System's dark!
I need to heal it!
Alright.
Alright guys, this is the Crazy Man, and we're gonna do a video that we don't normally do. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk like this for 20 minutes, and we're gonna see how many people can make it through.
No, okay, but seriously though, wait, what do you think, Alex? Should be IWHBYD? I would have been your daddy?
Yeah.
Alright. So today, we are going to talk about, not in this voice, we're going to talk about a very, very pressing issue in the land of Halodom.
Oh, yes.
Hey Alex, do you like how you can see the mini arc in the backgrounds there by the sun?
Oh, yeah. That thingy.
Anyway, we are going to talk about one of the most pressing issues in the Halodom thing that must be addressed. But first, we will watch this cutscene when it comes up because it's amazing.
We are aboard. Humans and elites. Will you not come with us, brother? No. This is our fight. And I will see it finished.
Johnson, do you have the frigate?
Yes, ma'am. I'll land her as close to the control room as I can.
Safe is better than close, Sergeant Major.
Roger that. Ma'am, it's good to have you back.
Alex, look at all that background art.
You really think it would have been too hard to make a thing that looks kind of better and not as cheesy?
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about today, right?
I think it is.
It's so new, unfinished. I'm not exactly sure what will happen when we fire it.
I can tell that as none of my shit is synced because it's telling I don't have subtitles actually. That's one of the things. I'm also gonna guess that it's giving me universal it's not gonna give me universal reclaimer. Yeah, set option for all games, you fucktard. Crouch behavior, toggle. I don't want impulse triggers. Impulse triggers my ass.
So, once you get your controls ready, we will talk about what we believe is important to have in a Halo 3 remake.
Yes.
In the coming time that is soon to come.
Yes, in 2017. Woohoo! Basically, in 2017, we will have ourselves a anniversary of Halo 3. And if we don't, that would probably be like half of the end of the Halo community. So we're just gonna assume it's gonna happen. This guy keeps inviting me. And Alex, aren't we gonna go into special rooms?
I guess we can go in the special rooms if we wish to.
Where are you going?
Yeah, basically, you know, next year is 2017. It's going to be the anniversary of Halo 3, and there will be a Halo 3 anniversary. And if there isn't, then I'm just done with Halo. And basically, we're going to talk about, like Alex said, we're going to talk about what needs to be in that anniversary, different from Halo 2 anniversary, and more alike the Halo 1 anniversary, correct?
Yes, I believe that Halo 1 anniversary did a lot of things right, whereas the Master Chief Collection didn't really do anything right.
Right.
And the Halo 2 anniversary portion specifically didn't do anything to make up for what 343 did with the Master Chief Collection.
Right, so
blood dispersal
you know,
rods.
basically the issue,
Power, Chief, go.
the issue being that they need to, like, remake the game. And they basically need to remake the game instead of just retexturing the whole... Sorry, they need to... Well, I don't know. For Halo 3, I have no idea. Because in Halo 2 Anniversary, basically, they almost remade the whole game. But in, especially the multiplayer. But in Halo 1 Anniversary, we saw a retexturing of basically the entire game. But the whole game's mechanics and whatnot pretty much stayed the same. And instead, if you guys remember, instead of actually having Halo 1 multiplayer, because, you know, there was no such thing, firstly. But secondly, that probably would have been ridiculous to bring it back, in my opinion.
Well, they did bring it back in the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, which was, I still think it's ridiculous, but that's beside the point. The point is that they, and I don't remember who did Halo 1 Anniversary. I have
Certain Affinity, I believe.
right, the people who made Halo 4 multiplayer. Is that correct?
Not the multiplayer, the Forge.
Yeah, the Forge. Oh god.
They actually had a YouTube channel where they posted a few tutorials on using the Forge. I was really hoping that they'd make something out of it, but it was a cool concept.
Right, it was, but basically what they did is that they took Halo Reach and they released an actual whole map pack of actually good maps, by the way.
Not just that, but they also released
A whole new multiplayer mode. I have run out of other bullet guns.
Alright. So I think that was pretty revolutionary what they did with TU Slayer.
Yeah, usually it takes like actual modding, like people actually modding the game for there to be a new game type created like that. That worked just like the original Halo game. But in Certain Affinity's case, they actually took the game and they changed Slayer to an anniversary version, which I've never seen done in a Halo game before and has not been done since, as far as I am aware of. Alex, your controller's
Thought
still
it
out.
is.
Alright, there we go.
I know. Yeah, what basically our thought is that at least mine is that the best way to deal with a Halo 3 remake, at least as far as multiplayer goes, maybe even campaign, is that it would be on the Halo 5 engine with custom settings.
Right. Because obviously we're not going to do another one in the Halo Reach engine, as much as I'm sure a million people would love it. Basically, we'd like it just to be just like Halo 1 Anniversary, hopefully. And, you know, Halo 1 Anniversary was like perfectly done. It somehow managed to be perfectly done despite the fact that it never actually had a multiplayer mode. Basically, it had a port to Halo Reach, into a version of Halo Reach that only contained multiplayer. That only contained the multiplayer aspects. I've died. Oh no, we've all died, haven't we? That only contained the multiplayer aspects, and it also contained the map packs for free. And by the way, if you the game also came with the map packs, the DLC, as like the DLC pack, the anniversary DLC pack. It actually came with that, yeah, for free with it. And the game was only 40 bucks.
So
By the way, the game, the highest price that Halo 1 Anniversary ever was $40. That is just like amazing right there.
you're getting really quiet. Alright, so I don't hear any echoing anymore.
Yeah, well you're talking, by the way.
Okay, so the thing about the Halo Reach multiplayer, I think they actually did it a lot like the way they did the Halo 3 multiplayer in ODST. So we've already had one game where it was just a Halo 3 multiplayer, and that I don't think that's necessary, especially in Halo 5, which has proven that they can change things on the fly, like as insane as adding a whole new forge. Plus, they added the Halo 2 Anniversary battle rifle, just copy pasted it. So theoretically, for a Halo 3 Anniversary, they could add in retextured versions of all of the Halo 3 maps that people want, and include the weapons from Halo 3 in HD available alongside Halo 5 weapons in custom games.
Right, and once again, it would be $40 because, like, the multiplayer... Hopefully it would be $40 because, like, the multiplayer is already Halo 5, basically. It's just a...
Yeah, it wouldn't really be very difficult, except for... They'd really just be copy-pasting weapons from Halo 3 to Halo 5. Other than the fact that, you know, the game is slightly different. The statistics for the weapons would stay the same, and the models would. So really, it'd really be a matter of the textures.
Oh my god, so many.
Oh god, I got lasered.
Alright, so...
I was betrayed by Johnson.
Very helpful. Oh my god, I keep missing. Alright, so, you know, that was one of the great things about, like, for me, one of the great things about Halo 1 Anniversary was that it basically took the Halo Reach, it basically retextured the entire game, like, super well in the Halo Reach format. So, like, the multiplayer for the game looked exactly like the multiplayer, like, Halo Reach multiplayer looked exactly like the actual campaign.
It was Halo Reach. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'd say that there were some... You could tell that it wasn't Halo Reach when you're playing the campaign, but it wasn't in a offensive way. It was in a kind of artsy way that fit the game, it fit the theme of the game.
Right,
And I think if it...
like, the game was aesthetically very, very good looking. It actually looked better than Halo Reach, and it was only a year later.
I mean, it wouldn't... I feel like it wouldn't have looked better than Halo Reach for what Halo Reach was, but if they would have just copy-pasted the textures from Halo Reach, it wouldn't have looked as good in the setting. Especially since a lot of the textures didn't exist in Halo Reach. They would have needed, so it would have looked out of place if they did copy-paste the rest of them. But, as far as the campaign goes, they could take it two directions. They could have the Halo 3 engine, or they could have the Halo 5 engine. And,
well, I kind of feel like
could...
they would just be doing the game a disservice to be using the Halo 5 engine, because it's obviously not built for Halo 3, you know. The Halo 3 engine is Halo 3's engine, you know. I don't really feel like they need to change it. All that. I don't think they need to change it to actually get the game done, you know.
I know, but it would be much more seamless if the game was entirely in Halo 5 instead of halfway in Halo 5. Because I feel like if they want to do the campaign in Halo 3, they could also use the Halo 3 engine for multiplayer and make it look, and just update it graphically, and they'd consider that a decent game too, but I would much rather prefer it to be in the Halo 5 engine, at least on the multiplayer side.
Yeah, which is of course, you know, a little bit where the opinions differ here, but I definitely agree that it would be very seamless. The Halo 1 Anniversary engine, the Halo 1 Anniversary game was a little bit not seamless with that.
Coast is clear.
Not for long. I'm tracking
Are we gonna kill him first off?
We'll be hitting any minute.
Nah.
Okay.
Over there. Let's move.
I would say that the most important thing about the game is that they actually like update it, because Halo 2 Anniversary was kind of a failure in that category. Most people didn't think it was, but there was a lot of problems like it that people didn't really notice. Like, they had the frame rate issues for one thing, which Halo 1 Anniversary didn't have, by the way, when it was on the 360. And
Control room's close.
hopefully it won't have when we get it on the Xbox One, because, you know, that's good stuff. Oh geez. Oh geez, no. Alex, I've been connected.
Well, you're still here,
Oh yeah, that's the good part.
kind of.
Alright, and I kind of feel like, the aesthetics in the game were a little bit shafted as well. They were a little bit messed up. The Blur Studios
Oh, yeah, kind
cutscenes
of
were
clownish.
definitely out of place with the game.
Yank me, Chief.
If that was, if you're an original Halo fan, I think that you definitely wouldn't want another game with those Blur Studios cutscenes, because
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say no Blur Studios cutscenes, but if they are going to make the cutscenes again, they should use similar models to the in-game ones.
right, because the game,
Because-
basically the Blur Studios cutscenes had like way better lighting and like way better textures and polygons, and they basically made the game look like shit, which is the problem. That was the only reason why they worked in I don't think that people understand, but like the only reason why they worked in Halo Wars was because you couldn't like personally from the ground up see the game, because the game also it's kind of an RTS style thing, and I feel like one of the homey things about Halo is that the cutscenes are always the cutscenes aren't like these pre-rendered things that are like super fancy. They've always been these things that are actually rendered in the game, and there's a lot of entertainment that can be created from that fact. Like, you can stick bubble shields in the background and whatnot. That used to be one of Alex and I's favorite things to do in Halo Reach, you know. You can't have that with the Blur Studios cutscenes. And it's just kind of disappointing.
That's very true. Alright, now we just gotta wait for this guy to go through all of his actions.
And the other problem is that the Blur Studios cutscenes were like, if nobody noticed, they were inaccurate to the actual game. Some big ones, for example, were that the Elite models actually looked like Elite models, but in Halo Reach Elite models, but like in the game, the actual Elite models had like flat feet, you know, things like that. They still looked like Halo 2 ones, but in the Blur Studios cutscenes, they acted like Halo Wars Elites, for one thing, and like for another thing, the Phantoms were the wrong color in the cutscenes. They were the same color as they were in Halo Wars, as the spirits were in Halo Wars, instead of being red with the extra turrets on it for the honor fleet.
Let's not get into too many examples, but it's very safe to say that there are a lot of inconsistencies between the gameplay and what it looks like in the cutscenes.
And like another thing that I would say just in general about Halo 2 Anniversary is that it wasn't really put together well like Halo 1 Anniversary. Like Halo 1 Anniversary felt like you were playing like a whole new game, kind of, except for it was just the same as the original Halo 1. But like Halo 2 Anniversary is just like this one part of this one game, and it didn't even have like the classic Halo 2 menu, which is terrifying. I mean, one of the best things about Halo games, at least for me, is just sitting there and looking at the menu, especially in the in Halo Reach with the concept art, and Halo 1 Anniversary with its nice graphics and music.
Chief,
You know,
I'm so sorry.
it's kind of a missed part of a game. It misses the original appeal, you know, if they don't have things like that. And also, like, the original music in Halo 1 Anniversary, it pretty much did the original music like note for note, but in Halo 2 Anniversary, for some reason, they took like some weird liberties with it, and the music just sucked. I mean, seriously, it was bad.
Oh yes, the music. That is definitely something that was strange in Halo 2 Anniversary. I'd have to say, I really, really liked what they did with the music in Halo 1 Anniversary, just remaking it, really. They didn't change anything other than the quality, and I really liked how they did that. It sounded great. It was all the same. There was no way to complain about it. But then in Halo 2 Anniversary, they appeared to get rid of some tracks and replace them with mediocre, you know.
Yeah,
they
they
just
didn't even
kinda
have the Mjolnir
changed
mix
it.
in the game. It was ridiculous. Like, that's...
Oh yeah, they just didn't play it.
Yeah. And, another one that I would say is kind of vital is the shading in the game. The shading was terrible. Like, the shading was just, like, the same throughout the all the levels. But in, like, Halo 1 Anniversary, the shading was, like, some of the best shading I've ever seen on an Xbox game. Like, seriously, the lighting and the shading in Halo 1 Anniversary was superb. It was beautiful in a lot of places, which, you know, hopefully you have places like that in a Halo game. But anyway, it was just absolutely fantastic. And in Halo 2 Anniversary, they just didn't have that. The whole game kind of looked uniform in its shading and whatnot. And also, the game looked ridiculously bright. Like, if you guys ever remember, like, the original Halo 2, that's kind of ridiculous that they had it so bright. Because, like, the original Halo 2 was actually so dark that sometimes you couldn't see shit in the campaign, you know?
Yeah, and another thing about consistency is canon. The something that hasn't been done too well in any of the Halo games really, especially the remakes, is sticking to a canon. And one of the things I would really like in Halo 3 Anniversary is I want to see whether or not they change the Arbiter's armor to be the one in Halo 5, or if they confirm that the Arbiter's armor changed between Halo 3 and Halo 5.
Right.
And I don't want to see a completely new one.
Well, I don't want this lazy crap that they did in Halo 5, where that scares me, where they literally, in Halo 5, they had the Arbiter's army had the same, the Swords of St. Helios had the exact same elite.
Oh yeah,
They had
that.
the exact same elite armor as the Storm elites. That is ridiculous. That is
That
ridiculously
pissed me off.
stupid. You can't have that. That's just wrong.
It was literally red versus blue into the canon.
Yeah, it's not right, you know.
I almost expected to run into some red elites complaining about why they're fighting the blue elites.
Yeah, exactly. Like it made no sense. It's just wrong, you know. There was an obviously high amount of laziness in that.
I was
Oh,
really
Jesus.
excited to see what they would do with the Arbiter's fleet, but that was disappointing. And another thing, the Master Chief's armor, what does he wear? Does it, like, it's so inconsistent.
I know it. You know, Halo 1 and Halo 2 Anniversary actually do stick with canon with that, the original Halo canon, but Halo 5 and Halo 4 are completely off. Like, I don't know why.
Or how about, not as bad as what they did, or, what am I saying? A lot worse with what they did with the, Master Chief's armor, because that can be excused as, oh, it just changed while he was in, the sleep
The
pod
cryotube.
for some reason, which is a little difficult to explain away. But, the Warthog. Like, is it the 2558 model Warthog or the 2552 model?
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Like,
That was one of the best things about Halo 1 Anniversary is that the Warthog. Like, you could in Halo 1 Anniversary they kept the mechanics of the Warthog, and the Warthog was the Halo Reach Warthog, and it was like the Halo Reach Warthog and the Halo 1 Warthog. You kind of got this two different perspectives from the side seat, because in the Halo Reach one it was just looking around like it is normally in a Halo game, but in Halo 1 you actually have like frontal. You sat from first person still in the seat. That was like one of the coolest things about the game.
That's just that's something I wouldn't expect them to have changed. But the reason I bring this up is that in a Halo 2 Anniversary they included the new Warthog, and then in Halo 5 on the billboard for the Golden Warthog they call it the 2558 Warthog.
Yeah, it's...
So how the heck do they have a 2558 Warthog in the city of New Mombasa.
It's kind of ridiculous, really.
Like, I understand that, like, if you, like, buy a Ford, it might be the 2018 model in 2017,
100%, Chief.
or some crazy shit like that, but, like, 6 years? I don't think it's ever gonna get to
Well,
that
it
point.
kind of just goes, like, directly against Halo canon. I mean, the whole game takes place in only about the first 3 games only take place in, what is it, like about a week or something, and like a week or 3 weeks or
A few
something.
months.
And the maybe a month, I have no idea. But anyway,
Well, between Halo 1 and Halo 2, there's a significant amount of time that's not brought up outside of the books.
yeah, but like seriously though, I don't think that there would be a different model of Warthog in between that time period, you know.
No, there definitely wouldn't, and especially since it's the Halo 4 model, it's very distinctly different, and that was an attention to detail thing that was almost as angering as the Arbiter's Elite.
And
in a Halo
where
5.
I thought you were going with this canon thing was, I thought you were going to talk about how, like, in Halo 1 Anniversary, like, on the Pillar Bottom and whatnot, like, in Halo 1 Anniversary, they actually did, like, a bunch of Easter eggs that had to do with the canon of the books.
Yeah, they actually added stuff that was canon instead of adding non-canon
Right.
and getting rid of canon, which is crazy, you know? Like, even the terminals, they added canon. They didn't conflict with what was happening around you. They were immersive.
Right, and, like, another
Unlike
thing, the terminals were definitely really
Another
cool.
game.
The terminals, one thing about the terminals, they were actually in the game in Halo 1 Anniversary. Like, you could use them in the game instead of on the Halo. I know that the Halo channel is actually not that bad. It's pretty cool. But
you have to open a separate app, which is very annoying.
you have to have
on
a separate
console.
app to be able to access terminals that are in the game that when you activate them. That's just ridiculous, you know? It's ridiculousness.
And, right as we're approaching it, first of all, don't get rid of this grunt. If you get rid of this grunt, I disown you. And, if you do a voiceover of him, that would be really cool.
Lure it right into the hangar.
Or if you gave him like an Easter egg toy or some damn thing, I don't care. But what I was gonna bring up is this spaceship thing. If in Halo 3 Anniversary they change like the final Easter egg after the credits so that Requiem actually looks like Requiem, that would be pretty cool.
It would be. Also, I really hope that, like in Halo 2 Anniversary, they don't change the what the ship looks like. That would piss me off so much. I mean, Jesus.
Oh yeah, either make the ship look like the Halo 3 one, or the Halo 4 one. Do not reinvent it again.
That was kind of the most ridiculous thing that they did in Halo 4, was completely change the ship and what Chief looked like, and the Warthogs that were on the ship, even though they didn't fucking look like that at all.
Oh yeah, what's with that? All the vehicles on the ship changed, not just Chief's armor. Like, they never explained that one, did they?
Yeah, and also, like, when he came out in Halo 4, they were actually, like, in Halo 3, the ship splits, like, exactly in half, but in Halo 4, he has, like, the whole ship. Like, what? What even?
Also, in Halo 3, the ship has a cargo bay and a few tunnels with a sleeping chamber, whatever. And it is definitely not the same room.
Yeah, the ship is fucking huge in Halo 4, but it's like tiny in Halo 3. Like in Halo 3, you could walk around it as like a singular map in Ford, you know.
Yeah, and not only that, but in Halo 3, like you can tell that there's not that much. It's not covered in computer screens and holograms and flashing things.
Right. And like, I think the last thing that we need to touch on here real quick is the multiplayer. The multiplayer, don't make it like Halo 2 Anniversary. Like, Halo 2 Anniversary looked exactly like Halo 5, and it looked like crap. We want, like, actual shading. We want it to, like, look dark and whatnot, like Halo 3 actually does. And we want, like, the colors.
Yeah, make the textures rough.
The colors should actually, like, look good, you know? And there should be a gravity hammer.
Realistic.
As we start to rebuild,
which there will
this
be.
hillside will remain barren.
And don't add random weapons into the game that aren't supposed to be there, like the assault rifle in Halo 1, like Halo 2 Anniversary. That was just completely random.
Well, I mean, they can have them there, but don't make them a loadout option in your default games. Don't place them on the maps. If it's not supposed to be there, it's not supposed to be there. Don't
And
touch
like,
it.
we don't change any of the damn menus for the game. I want it to be like Halo 1 Anniversary, where it was just like the original game. I hate it when they change the menus. The Halo 2 Anniversary menus suck because they were the Halo freaking Master Chief Collection ones. You know?
Have my thanks
Yeah, just
for standing by him to the end.
yeah, just don't do Master Chief Collection
I
again.
believe he's dead.
Like,
Were it so easy.
either do a multiplayer version of Halo 5 that's part of Halo 5 that is Halo 3 looking, or Halo 5 looking with like Halo 3 mechanics, or just don't do it at all, because I really don't feel like seeing another Halo 2 Anniversary where it looks terrible and it plays terrible.
So yeah, visuals go. I don't care if it's exactly like Halo 5 or exactly like Halo 3,
Fear not.
but don't do something that's halfway in between.
Yes, also please don't make the Elite's feet flat. I hate it so much. Like, please make it look like the
Oh,
Halo
yeah,
Reach
playable-
Elites, for Christ's sake.
Playable elites. It has to be.
Oh yeah, yeah, if that's gone. If the customization is as low as Halo like Halo 2 Anniversary, then just no, you know? Just no.
Well, no, was no playable elites at all would be worse than Halo 2 Anniversary. Like, at least have them there.
I know.
So
There we go.
so yeah, that's pretty much
That's
it.
the whole thing. That's the whole lit level. I'll see you guys next time.